How are you all doing today? Today we are going to go through the complete setup guide for Asteria Engine. This is gonna be a little long video, so I'd advise you grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a glass of water and buckle in. Let's go. So once you sign up to Asteria Engine, the first thing you see obviously is your dashboard where you've got like some metrics that's telling you how you're doing so far. Now the first thing you do after you've signed up to Asteria Engine is not to chat. The first thing to do is to go to your settings and go to your platform account, then connect the platforms you want to use on Asteria Engine. Let's say I want to connect Facebook or Instagram. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to click on any of these. I will be taken through Facebook, and I would be given the permission to reselect the pages I want to connect. Just go through that settings. As soon as you're done, you're gonna land back here where you see the account you've connected. So you will notice the connected platforms section appear once you've connected your platforms. So that is the first step. The first step is connect your platform accounts by going to settings and then platform accounts, and finally clicking on the platforms you want to connect. Now the second thing to do is to go to your brand voice, still under settings. Go to your brand voice, click onto that, and then if you have a website, please enter your website address here, for example, and use extract. Now our AI will extract your brand information, colors, tones, and more in order to make sure that your content later down the line would sound authentically you. Okay, so this bit is very important. Now, what if you do not have a website? That is a good question. If you do not have a website and you've connected your social media, use this second blue badge here and click extract from social media. Click extract from social media and then select the social media account that you want to extract from. Let's say you've been posting on Facebook, or you've been posting on Instagram, or you've been posting on LinkedIn, and you want us to analyze all your posts, to understand how you speak, to understand who your audiences are, and so on. Please select that platform here and click extract. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. As soon as the extraction is done, the next thing to do will be to confirm the information that has been extracted. So scroll down gradually, look at your brand identity, look at the name, the industry, the tagline, your target audience, and so many more. Now you also have the power to control where your logo should be placed when your contents are being generated, whether it be in video, whether it be in images, whether it be in documents. You can choose where we put your logo. If you click down here, you can select whatever angle you want your logo to be placed. Right, that said, please take a moment to go through this. Yeah, take a moment to go through all of this and make sure that they are an actual representation of who you are. Our system will do the absolute best to make sure it gets this right from the first time. Sometimes it could get something wrong. That's why it's good to look through again. Now let's talk about this last part, this content language and the audience language. Let's say you are an agency and you're doing work for a French company. You want to set the content language to French, and you want to set the audience language to French. This way, Asteria Engine would write you content, generate you images, and and any content that goes out will be in this language that you set here. Okay. All right. Now, if everything looks okay, you can go ahead and hit save. Um, and then the third thing to do is still on this page. Okay. The third thing to do is still on this page. Um, the first the first option on your brand settings page says open AI agent settings. So this very first card here, this very first card, click on it, because this is where we're going to configure the AI image generation style, video, and so on. So it's important you let the AI know exactly how you want your content to look like, so that it will be able to generate it just like that. On this page we've got a lot of settings. Okay. um, Now we've got the example post. So here you upload example post and images for the AI to reference when generating new content for you. Okay. So if you've got some content, some great visuals, you want our system, you want Asteria Engine to preserve those visuals, it's good you upload them there. If it's on Instagram, please select Instagram, and then if you've got example caption that you really love, put that caption in here, and then upload that image here, and our system would study the image to understand the composition and everything it needs to generate you your own perfect images. All right. So the next thing down is the media preference. So this is where you decide if you want media to be generated at all. Now, for an example studio business, you probably do not need this feature since you already have your own media. In that case, you need to just turn this off. All right. Turn this off so the AI will only write you captions and you can upload your own media yourself. Now, if you want media to be generated, you need to have this on, and you need to also select what type of media should be generated for you. Now, if you notice, we've got image, carousel, video, and document. Yeah. You can decide that you don't want videos and turn that off. You can decide you don't want documents and turn it off. So any any media type you do not want, you just need to uncheck that from these check boxes, and our system will not produce that media for you. All right, that said, we're proceeding. So let's look at the video generation style. So that is if you have allowed video. Okay, let's look at the video generation style. So text overlay means you want some written text on the screen for you, be it your transcript or some call to action. The AI would embed those onto your videos. If you want background sound and music to be included in the video, then you need to have this on, this bit here. And if you want voice narration, so now let me distinguish between voice narration and character dialogue. Voice narration means you've got a good video and then you've got a narration laid over it. So the narration describes what's happening in the video. So if that is how you want your video to be, you need to leave the narration on. Currently, that is how I want my own videos to be. That's why I have it like this. However, if you want the characters, on the video to speak, if you want to have lip sync, have the character actually look at the camera and actually say something, then you need to turn off voice over narration and enable character dialogue. Yeah, enable character dialogue, and that would mean the characters would speak. But I must warn you, sometimes it's gonna sound mechanical, and sometimes it will sound just fine. So if you do not want any mechanical sounding character on your video, please turn this off and use voice over narration instead, which uses voice synthesis. Now, the next setting here is the cover intro frame. So this is the image, the cover image you see on the videos generated by Asteria Engine. um, Now, this is just a quick image that captures the user attention to what is expected in the video, and it's also a very good place to put a call to action or a teaser, to get people to actually want to see what is inside the video. So that is what the cover intro frame does. Okay, it acts as a cover image for your video and also as a teaser to get people to want to have a look. You can set this to last for 1 second, so like flash, and then the video starts, or you can set it to be 2 seconds, and so on and so forth. I would personally recommend to have it as 1 second, okay, but you can choose to put whatever value you prefer here. All right, that said, now that we are using voice narration, so voice narration comes with voice gender and voice profile. So here you choose what voice profile you want to use. Is it going to be male? Is it going to be female? Or is it going to be neutral? Select any voice gender here, and obviously select your profile. If you want Asteria to pick automatically based on the context of the video that is being generated, you can use auto. So this would mean some videos would get a male voice, some will get a female, some will be neutral. Okay. That said, the next is the character style. If you are making video for kids, you want to maybe use the cartoon one or the stick figure. But if this is professional, you want to leave it as human. Yeah, you can play along, you can play with these values and see what you love the best. Pacing, you can keep it as moderate, so you do not have a very slow or a very fast voiceovers or dialogue. And the mood determines how the video scenario is set up. It can be energetic, it can be professional, calm, dramatic, and playful. That depends on you as well. The color palette, automatic usually translates to brand color, but if you want to set it explicitly to your brand colors, you can select that here, or you can allow the AI choose the color to use. And also your music genre, you can have it as corporate, upbeat, cinematic, lo-fi, or none at all. So that is that for video generation style. I know it's a lot. Most of these have been set up automatically for you, but it's good you just have a look and see what you want and what you do not want. Turn what you do not want off and turn what you want on, so that you can get the best output on the platform. And the next down is the image generation style. Now this is how the images are being generated. If you notice, most of my own personal images do not have people included. That is because I've got include people in the images turned off. Okay. But I do a lot of text overlay, so writing captions and things on the image to convey my message. So that is what the text overlay actually does. So your visual style, you can pick from modern and clean, minimalist or vibrant and colorful, professional and corporate, or artistic and creative. Now this would depend on the industry that you work in. It would depend on your industry. For someone who works in, let's say, in the artist sort of industry, you probably want to keep it as artistic and creative. For someone who works in professional services, you want to keep it as professional and corporate, and so on. So this depends on your um on your business on your business sector. All right, so the next thing down the line, um just excuse me, one more thing just before we go down is the image description template. So if you are someone who already know how to use LLM to produce images, this is for you. All right. This is where you override our own in-house image designer or media agent with your own description. So our system would ignore what the media agent does and use whatever you put in here. So be careful when you're using this, so you don't have the same kind of image all the time. All right, that said, we go now to one of the biggest updates as well, the regulatory compliance section. So you need to tell Asteria Engine which regulatory framework applies to every post. So every post is generated within that legal boundaries. Okay. So let's say you work in the financial services sector and you're governed by IFA, wealth management, and so on and so forth. You want to select that here. This would ensure that whatever content that is being produced by Asteria Engine respects the boundaries, the legal boundaries of the financial services. Same goes for mortgage brokers, same goes for legal services. Excuse me. Same goes for accounting and audit, and so on and so forth. So it's good you select your sector, your regulated sector here, so Asteria Engine knows what regulatory bodies govern you, and will be able to create content that is in alignment and compliant with that legal boundaries. And if you want to even go further, you can put in your professional body name here, or registration. Our system would fetch this automatically, and understand what is inclusive inside of it. Would then use it to produce your content, and that will even make it more accurate. Okay, the next thing down the line is content guardrail. This is where you tell Asteria Engine, give it the boundaries, to prevent inappropriate or off-brand sort of content. Now, your brand voice is already doing this perfectly. However, re-enabling this here enforces this guard even further. Okay, so currently, I have enabled content filtering, which filters out potentially harmful, offensive, or inappropriate content. So that is by default on everybody's account. So if you want to block political content, you can have this checked here automatically as well. If you want to block controversial topics as well, please have that checked here. If there are any other topics you would like Asteria Engine not to even reference in any of your content, please put them here and add. Okay, so like topic one, add, and then topic two, topic three, and so on and so forth. All right. So the final bit is the creativity and your brand voice. Now, this is about the content, the caption that is being written for you. This is no longer the media. This is the content, your captions, your storylines and things like that. How creative do you want Asteria to be when doing this for you? Now, for Asteria Engine itself, I'll put it to be creative, to explore new ideas. However, if you are like in a regulated sector, you want to keep it as conservative, to stick to proven pattern. If you are like a SaaS sort of a SaaS product or business, you want to select innovative, to push past the boundary. This depends on your industry. Okay, so pick what works best for you. And the final bit is the brand voice adherence. This is how closely do you want Asteria Engine to follow your brand voice settings. Okay, I said moderate, follow the brand voice with some flexibility. Now if this was a bank or a law firm, it should be strict. All right, so the AI don't go inventing or trying to be flexible or smart, above what you want. So you can set strict to stay just within your boundary. Okay, nothing extra. Now if you are very liberal, like a storyteller or content for kids and things like that, you want to keep it as flexible. Okay, because you want the AI to look what is like happening online, and use that to flexibly create your own content that is still not very, very far away from your brand voice, obviously. All right, I know that is a long, long talk. Okay, so please take a moment, go through the brand voice. All right, and after the brand voice, go through the AI agent settings page. Make sure you are happy with everything that is set up here. This happens automatically, but again, um, we advise you to have a look and make sure you're happy with all of this before you can actually go ahead to generate your content. All right, people. I guess you now deserve a 10 minutes break. All right. I'm going to continue with step 4. However, you can take a break now and come back, and continue that step 4. You can pause the video here and come back later. Now, for those who are continuing, step 4 is going to your content strategy. The content strategy would be automatically set up by the brand voice when you put in your website address or your social media account. However, just like the AI agent settings, it is good you have a look and see what Asteria is planning to use for your social media. So you see if you agree with any or disagree with any. If you disagree with any, you have the right to change it. Okay, you have the right to modify it, remove what you don't want, add what you want. That said, I'm going to go through this one after the other. All right. So your posting frequency is how many times per week to post on each platform. Now, the platform you see here are representative of the platform you have connected. So currently, I've got LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. That's why I've got just those three here. Okay. If you had more, you're gonna have more here yourself. So according to this plan for myself, I'm doing 3 posts per week on both Facebook, on all of the platforms that are connected here. And then the next thing down the line will be the optimal posting time. Okay, now during your first setup, what happens is Asteria will look online to see what the best posting times are for each of the platform that you are targeting. Okay, that is the first thing it does, and then it will seed that time onto your posting onto your optimal posting schedule. This would ensure that your post from day one hits the optimal target. This the content strategy is updated weekly automatically by Asteria Engine, and it might change the posting time based on what it has learned from your actual audience engagement and activities. So you could see Wednesday as 13, that's 1 o'clock. And then in 2 weeks' time, you might see that change to maybe 17, 5 o'clock, and so on. So this is Asteria adjusting based on your audience activity. Okay, so it's good you have a look. If you have any other time you had in mind, you are more than welcome to change that time here. All right, and Asteria would definitely respect your own set time. All right, that said, the next thing down the line would be the format mix. Okay, so this is how this is like the distribution layer of Asteria Engine. Like, how much of what content do we post on what platform? Okay, so on Facebook, according to this format mix, we are posting 35% image, 15% video, 50% carousel. Tell you what, I'm gonna change that by clicking on regenerate. While that is happening, I'll just continue this. So this is how much of what media type are we posting on what platform. Okay, so for example, LinkedIn does have PDF, so we can post PDF on LinkedIn, but Facebook doesn't have PDF, so there is no PDF posting on Facebook. And for Instagram, we are doing just carousel and image. Okay, now You might not want this and you could decide to change it. Just let us know. Next bit is the story angle rotation. Okay, so this is how the AI circles through your story angles in order to keep content varied. Okay, so by default we have benefit, proof, how to, and CTA. You can add anything you want here. You can change this around however you want. Okay, just know that whatever you have here is how the AI is going to be posting for you. Okay, so um your very first post is definitely going to be about benefit. For example, what are the benefit of using your services? Okay, if you are a lawyer, what benefit in using uh your 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 services? If you're an e-commerce, what benefit uh, are there, for people to actually buy from you, things like that. Okay, so y- you can rearrange this in a way that fits your brand perfectly. Okay, if you obviously are an education institution, you want to have more education into the whole place. If you're a content creator, you want to have entertainment. If you are a public speaker, you probably want to have inspiration. If you're a news agency, you want to have news and so on. So you can mix this anyhow you like to ensure that Asteria gets the story rotation correct, and make sure your content is properly varied. And the last, not last, second to the last bit on this page is your content pillars. Right. Now, these are the core themes your content revolves around. The AI uses this to maintain focus and variety across all posts. So, this is classified under tofu, mofu, and bofu. Okay, tofu means top of funnel, mofu means middle of funnel, and bofu means bottom of funnel. So have a look here. Now you notice that your tofu top of funnel content are usually going to be to pull attention to your brand. Okay, spread awareness. Okay, here is an example for Asteria Engine. Right, debunk common misconceptions about social media automation for UK businesses. So the first content pillar is myth buster, and here are the example topics. Okay, this is the same for not obviously not the same topic. When I say the same, I mean every workspace on Asteria Engine has a content pillar. So I would invite you to go onto your own settings, go to the content strategy plan and have a look at your content pillar and see if you agree or disagree with any aspect of it. Okay, if you disagree with any, you can always remove it. Okay, and you can add new ones by clicking the add pillar at the bottom of that. Right, now that is done. Under the advanced settings, we have the hashtag strategy. Here you can say you want to be minimalist. You can choose to have just 1 to 3 hashtags, or you can let the AI decide. Now planning horizon is how long ahead do you want your content to be planned for you. I have put 21 days here. You could have 30 or more if you want. And the next bit is the content mix strategy. Now this is different from your format mix. Format mix is a distribution sort of layer, and distribution partition layer. However, the format mix is more about the the preferences where the AI decides. Okay, so these preferences control how often each format appears in your rotation. Format disabled in the media preference, the AI agent settings are locked here and won't be generated regardless of the settings. So this is the anti-fatigue engine. Okay, the anti-fatigue engine automatically prevents overuse of any of the single formats. Right. Let me try to break this down a little bit more. Okay, so these are just preferences, right? So you are saying to the AI, all right, I know you have image, carousel, video, and so on, but I prefer to have video only, or I prefer to have just single images, or I prefer to have only carousels, right? And that is what I prefer to have on my, in my content, in my posts. Now the AI would look at it and go, all right, I'm going to use what you have said here and create your content. However, in order to prevent audience fatigue, we have the anti-fatigue engine that will automatically prevent the reuse of one particular content type multiple times, back to back. Let me give you an example. Let's say you made a post 2 days ago and you use the video. AI uses video to do it. Then the next post that will come up, the anti-fatigue engine would kick in and say, tell you what, you've used video twice consecutively. Let's try carousel, okay, and so on. So this will make sure things remain fresh in your feed, and obviously encourage your audience to be more engaged, because then they don't know what's coming next. All right, so if you got to this part, then well done. Okay, you have officially completed the setup for Asteria Engine. Now, all of this happens within the first 5 minutes of setting up your Asteria Engine account. In fact, within the first 5 minutes, you could have your first few posts ready to go. Now, obviously, I've taken this long because I wanted to try to explain this properly, so that you understand what each of the aspect does, so you know what to set and where to set it. All right. Now, thank you so very much for paying attention. For those who want to hear more, there is one more thing that you could do on Asteria Engine, and this is actually to earn while using the platform for yourself and for your business. Now, if you want to earn up to 20% commission while referring businesses to Asteria Engine, please navigate to the affiliate section of the platform. Right here, you have 3 links to each of the plan we are selling right now. Um, Copy this link when you speak to that your colleague, when you speak to that business owner, when you tell them how amazing Asteria Engine is, and they're happy to sign up. Send them one of your link. It wouldn't hurt you. Send them one of your link, and when they sign up with your link, you earning 20% of whatever package they actually sign up to, and you can see your conversions here, how much has been paid to you, how much is pending, and so on. So I invite you to spread the word. Not just spreading the word, you could be paying your Asteria Engine subscription just by using the affiliate program. So I would invite you to take advantage of this program and start earning while enjoying the platform. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. This is the final bit of this video, and thank you so very much for being here and for listening.